Good evening, everyone. It's June 22nd, Monday evening, 11 p.m. You're watching Caught for Two. You're joining me, those few of you, for another session of Etherfields. The 22nd session. We've been playing every Monday night or thereabouts for how long has it been? Once a week, 20 session, 5 weeks. Not 5 weeks. 5 months. And we are approaching the end of this campaign. There are actually 2 campaigns in the box and then separate campaigns in expansions. How long it will be before we return to the next campaign, I don't know. But we are fully committed to finishing this one. Let's do a little bit of bookkeeping, check in with the channel before we get started today. What has everyone been up to? I've been watching Cape Fear, which I hate watch because it's terrible, but it just feels like totally stretched out. They took a movie, they're stretching it out into 10 episodes, totally unnecessary. Javier Bardem is terrible in it. Everyone looks like they're improvising because they are just trying to fill space. But I've also been watching Widow's Peak, which I've heard is very good. And in fact, I am loving it so far. There is, if you haven't seen Widow's Peak, it's sort of a horror comedy series. They've just greenlit the 2nd season. But it is a very rare thing in that it is sort of an episodic horror series. It feels very much like a Stephen King miniseries, except that the humor is like cringe Office, like the British version of the Office humor. it's sort of a deadpan, played serious humor. And the main actor in it, who has been in other stuff, but I don't know, is very good at pulling it off. So I really am loving it so far, though I've heard from some friends that they didn't love the end of it, or they lost faith in it, or it didn't work for them, but they also don't like that kind of humor. So far I am loving it. I've been reading a Slipstream fiction anthology. Slipstream is a genre that might not exist, but it's sort of sci-fi, sort of magical realism. I've never heard that term. Jonathan says, the actor from Widow's Bay was in the Perry Mason reboot. I still think you might like that show. Now that I like this actor, I am definitely gonna check it out. I'm finally starting to get into the groove with my New York Noir case, and things are starting to get interesting. So I'm going to have a new case for New York Noir in another month or so. Okay, so let's take a look at where we are here. We have 4 distress, not 5 as I thought. So halfway to death, 2 ether. So we have... Does it cost 2 ether or 3 ether to go into lucid mode? It's not on this card. It must be on the lucid mode card. 3. So we don't even have enough to go into lucid mode if we want to. But we also have 2 flaws, one of which is fine, the other of which is really painful and puts us in a bad situation when we least expect it. I would like to spend 1 of our ether to get rid of that flaw when it comes up. It's the one that slows you down. We're in the season of secret paths, meaning we can travel by shortcut. It is crazy that our season has not reset. Thank God it's a good one. Otherwise, we would be stuck with a bad one for a long time that I don't like. Our last dream was shopping in the Pipe District, which was pretty scary at the end. We just barely made it out of there. And in fact, that was our last new dream. Our collection of dreams available to us now are all return dreams. They're all these green dreams except for this final one, which is the finale. So we are going to be going back someplace that we've been before. And I'll remind you that we have 4 of 6 silver keys that we need for the finale. And we thought we were going to get one. We were promised by the person who led us into the last dream, the moon goddess, that she was going to give us a silver key. Instead, she gave us a blue key. So we know that one of our returned dreams is going to sort of change that blue key into a silver key. I think Jonathan has some theories about one of the places we're supposed to go back to where he remembers seeing a blue car. Maybe you need the blue key for the blue car. Our deck is almost empty. We've got a pretty big discard, though, so we're in pretty good health in terms of cards. And as far as sealed cards go, maybe 10 or 11. Not so bad, but a couple that we really would like to get back. Couple cards in hand, 4 progress cards face up. That means 2 more we can have. This is our shotgun that we needed to get out of the last mission, but it would be nice to flip it over when we get a chance. The biggest fear is probably these 4 distress. So I guess our first task is going to be to pick what dream to go into. Sean says, just finished Heredity, 9 out of 10. Thanks for recommending. Actually, have Heredity on the shelf right there. I was just looking at expansions for it. If you speak French, I think you can get a couple more expansions and haven't made their way to English yet. But I would love to see more Heredity. That was quite a special, unique game. So I'm glad to hear that the recommendation was useful. Jonathan says, the term slipstream was coined by Bruce Sterling, who I believe coined the term cyberpunk, so I think people sort of thought maybe he'd done it again. It didn't become part of the public conscious. So, but I don't, sci-fi, a sort of magical realism. So are you saying that it's like half magic, half sci-fi? You can't, or it's magic that's so scientifically framed that it feels like sci-fi, but you don't know whether there's real magic? That's a weird thing. I did want to, the last dream was a little bit, put me a little bit on tilt. Part of that was because we had this initial deliverance that we spent a huge amount of effort and it totally wiped out. And then the decisions in the pipe dream felt random. And I think we saw last week with that dream sort of some of the places where this game falls down. It's the random punishing luck and willingness to force players to spend another 4 hours replaying a dream, which I don't really like. But we've had lots of great sessions, so I'm not going to begrudge it for 1 or 2 failed ones. In the Discord for this channel, there is a person, Ghost Drive, who's been joining us and watching the streams, not typically live, but afterwards, and offering some thoughts. And he's also very good at spotting symbols. Now, let me show you the symbol tokens. I actually printed out a new 3D holder for the symbols to make them orderly. It's been a long time since we've seen one of these symbols. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I wonder if I could even do it this way and zoom in more. Okay, doesn't matter. The point is, Ghost Drive said, hey, you missed a symbol. Now, generally, if it's from a previous dream, we don't go back. But this was just the dream we just finished that he pointed out. And what he pointed out was, I believe, this one. And I'm particularly curious about it because it was on the creature, the big scary creature that we fought, the New Order machine. I mean, this is a very hard symbol to spot, but basically it's his arm there. So he was kind of hard to kill, although we got lucky because we were able to hide in a corner until we were ready to hit him, and we didn't have to kill him that much. But I wonder if we could have gotten something from him. So we're going to read this secret right now, if that's all right with Jonathan Warner. So it's a generic 1207. Okay, so it doesn't help you at all, but let's see. With every movement, iron parts and screws fall off the machine, whose armor is full of advertisements and video screens. The screens are full of apocalyptic images, atomic explosions, city ruins, and primitive communities. A comet on a collision course, machine-like marching troops in gray uniforms, cities surrounded by menacing walls, and a large rostrum at which a non-human being with an absurd mustache gestures angrily. Sounds like Hitler. We see a statue of a flat earth on a pile of burning books surrounded by dancing figures and a big "The End" sign. The machine howls so loudly it's difficult to gather our thoughts. Can we stop this madness? So block a step, discard a morphing, and remove one of his tokens. So it doesn't really help us at all outside of that mission, but it is a cool idea that spotting something on him helps us beat him. And I think we should think about that when we get new entities coming out. Like, we should pay particular attention to see if there are any symbols on an entity, especially an entity that comes out mid-game, because it might make it easier to defeat that entity. Wouldn't have mattered for us because he wasn't that tough for us, because we had, well, because Jonathan was wise about which objects we bought. Heredity Tale from Lexington Creek. That's the one. I think that's already out in France. I do hope they'll translate it. Let us look at the dreams and choose which one we're going to go into today. Okay. Maybe we'll go like this. All right, 6 dreams. One key, one key, one key, one key, one key, one key. So actually, all of the return dreams only cost 1 key. We happen to have a key. I'm a little nervous about going into a dream at 4 health, but you can see they all cure, well, this cures 2, this cures 2, this cures 2, this cures 3. So if we headed to return to the endless basement, we would basically be at full health. But any of the 2 cures would be mostly healthy. And then 2 cure, 2 cure, 2 cure. And then we've got a 1 cure and a 1 cure. We've also got a bunch of 12-turn dreams. And then here's a 6-turn dream, a short one. Any thoughts? I think the one to aim for is Return to the Eternal City. Return to the Sunshine Days is where the blue car is, but you need 2 ether to buy it. I mean, we do have 2 ether, whether we want to spend it or not. Return to the Eternal City, I believe, has a hidden dream gate we failed to find when we first played it, and later we got a hint where it's from the library dream. Okay, so that does sound like a pretty good plan. So return to the Eternal City, huh? Okay, let's take a look at that. Return to the Eternal City. That's the one that has our friends in it. The Huntress, is this right? I think that's right. What was our hint? Do you remember, Jonathan? It told us where to look. I do remember this one. This one is not very threatening, right? Like most of what you do is go to certain shops. It's in Metropolis. It needs 1 key. We already have a key, so we just head straight for it. We would cure 2. The hint was we need to go to the allotments in the Eternal City. Okay, let's do it. Let's do this dream. Return to the Eternal City. So we need to get to Metropolis. All right, well, this is going to be an exceedingly easy dream to get to because we are 1 shortcut away from Metropolis, and we can travel shortcuts for free. So this would essentially be just hop right in there. The only shame of that is we couldn't go shopping first. But shopping would just get us a blue gem. Okay, let's just go straight for it. This is going to be a dream we go straight into. So we are going to travel for free because Seasons of Secrets. We're going to travel to Metropolis, and that's it. We're going straight in. Cure 2 distress. Okay, I'm curing 2. That brings us down to 2, which is great. And then the 1-5 cards. Been a while since we went straight into a dream without having to deal with slumbers. Okay, we've got our 1-5 cards. And we need our 1-5 tiles. And now we need our 1-5 cards. Have we ever been to a return dream? I'm very curious how this is going to work. I don't remember how to do it. I don't remember what changes, if anything. All right, reveal all 4 setup tiles. From each pair of 2 that should be placed on the slot, choose one at random. This is the same basic instructions as the original instructions were, which basically means this is a world that has alternates. The remaining one isn't used. It's sort of not used, but sometimes you can flip it. Dream tiles are placed in an unusual way. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do this first. So it says 4 setup tiles, but really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really, they're all setup tiles. It's just we're going to have let's do it this way. A2, B2, A2, B1, B1, C2, B3, B3. Okay, so we take one random from each of these. That gives us our 4. The other 4 supposedly won't be used, but I do remember seeing something that lets us switch them. Okay, there's our setup tiles, and they get revealed. So let's start here. Boarding school, bazaar, factory, tall bridge, and spaceport. So I think we saw this tile, although I don't remember if the other A2s have the same named places, but they have different scripts. I mean, I do remember we were here at the spaceport. Okay, so there's that. Let's keep our eye open for symbols. This would be a good place to put symbols. I see city stuff. Like this looks like a city view. I don't see that city on this tile, but it looks like it could go in this world. Okay, so there's our A2, which sits unusually. Here's B1. Cathedral, Nickelodeon, Marketplace, and Market Square. That's B1. Okay. B2. Maze of streets and gates, 1,000 stories skyscraper, and the arcade. Still not my symbol. Jonathan says there's a little bit of glitch. Yeah, I saw it too. It looks like 12 skipped frames, 5 skipped frames. I don't know why it did that, but it seems okay now, hopefully. Let me know if it happens again. C2. So this one is half up. And then E3. Okay, so there's the allotments that Jonathan thinks we have to go to. Seriously quiet neighborhood, a dig, and an asylum. Now, somewhere brings out monsters, brings out entities. Maybe it's the traps that strikes a bell, doesn't it? Is this the layout we had before? I want... Seems like something's missing here. I felt like we could go around, but maybe before, but maybe I'm just misremembering that. All right, there's our map. So we're using these for important business. 3 important business in any spaces with any turn suit. Turn suit spawn. Oh, no, not spawn. Any turn suit. Okay, so these are going to be these tokens. Now, how did we use these before? I guess we're not allowed to know yet. I'm trying to remember if we're supposed to... I think they head towards these. So if we think we want to go to the allotments, I'm trying to remember if we think we want someone to be there. Jonathan says we do want them to be there. Okay, so I'm going to put one on the here. I'll put one here. Are you sure about this, Jonathan? I'm a little nervous about putting too many if you're wrong. All right, well, we're going to want to come here at some point. I'll put 3. I'll tell you what, I'd rather not have to walk on the trap. So I think I'm going to put this one here. 3 different suits. 4 different suits, sorry. Okay, that's where I've put my... Oh, no, I wasn't supposed to put 4. I'm going to do it like this then, 3. Max 1 per space, fine. Reveal card A, place 1 denizen in that space. Okay, well, here's our card A. Let's see how denizens work. So they always move towards any space with the current turn suit and without a thing. So they move... These creatures, these denizens, move towards spaces with turn suits that aren't yet covered. And then when they get yellow, we put a token in the current turn suit. Okay, fine. That's how denizens work. I have a hard time believing there are no symbols on these cards. And then the denizen comes out. So let's get us some denizens here. We'll use our painted cultists from Mansion of Madness. I'll just put these over here. One denizen in the generic spawn space, which is right there. I guess there is only one spawn space, and it's right there, and we are here. We think we want to go to the allotments, so I'll put us in that space. All right, let's read this introduction here. Presumably, this is a different introduction from the first visit to this dream. 283. First was the city, eternal, ruthless, omnipresent. It seduces us all and turns us into mindless monsters. We flow through its corridors and streets like sewage, carrying an unbearable stench with us. We infest our surroundings and ourselves. Neon lights blind vicious minds that walk in milky darkness. But it's also a colorful, complicated world full of wonder. It all depends on what you want to see. So I don't know if that introduction was the same, but all of the card numbers are the same. But now what about the back of this card? The goal is to finish all unfinished business, to get all important business. Take all the tokens off the dreamscape. When there are no more, we read this script. I'm sort of curious to compare this when we finish to the original version. Okay, so we have to get rid of all of them. But it also says try to gather and keep as many of the green tokens as you can and resolve some mysteries. So where are the green tokens? Are we just using our own tokens for that? Did it tell us? Did it tell us at some point what to use for green? Like, not really. I don't think those exist, those green tokens. All right, let's see the special rules. So for 3 green, 3 red, or 3 yellow, we remove one of these important businesses on our space. And we put it away. Now it's treated as settled business. I see. We're just accumulating them. You can spend them to perform some special actions. I see now. So I'm starting to remember a little bit. So some of these actions, like spend 2 green to cure a distress, or when we step in this trap, no, that's not this, or this one to roll the luck die to gain an ether. I like the sound of that. So these green actions, you have to pay for them with these things that you collect. So we just have to collect those and we turn them into greens. All right, now, mysteries. If there is a denizen in your space, you may spend 3 to resolve the script of a mystery in your space. It's difficult, but unfortunately, you will be able to visit the Endless City whenever you want. If there's a denizen in your space, you may spend 3 to resolve the script of a mystery in your space. That's the magnifying glasses. Okay, so unless there's a denizen in a space, we can't do this. But we can still only do it if we spend 3. So we think we have to go to the allotments, spend 3 green, deal with this guy who hopefully stays here. So we're going to need to find 3 green, which we're going to get by curing these denizens. So that's a little unfortunate because we're going to need to collect these and then we want them to end up here. So I guess ideally we'd want to get our 3 from places other than this place and then land on this place and do it. Okay, fair enough. Let's just take another look at some of these places. There's a boarding school, a bazaar factory, a tall bridge, a spaceport, which lets us relocate anywhere, a marketplace, a cathedral, Nickelodeon, which you can bring a denizen, market square, shuts off all the traps permanently. That's pretty nice. This trap, oh, this is a blue text. So this is how all of the traps work. This trap, and this trap all require us to spend a green or suffer a distress. So I wouldn't mind coming over here and blocking the traps. On the other hand, these are precious, these green tokens, and we want to head straight for the allotments. So because of that hard won hint, we really should focus all our efforts into doing this. Oh, you're right. I was reading that wrong. I was reading it that we have to have a purple token to do this. But no, we have to draw a denizen to it. So actually, the denizen is not going to walk over to the allotments until we remove this. So probably the way we're going to pull this off is we're going to let these markers come out on every turn space except this one. So actually, this is not good for us that this is here because it means the denizen won't come to it. So we shouldn't have put this here. He travels where they aren't. So we're going to have to wait for them to come out, but we're going to have to remove this one. This is the one we're going to have to remove. Okay. It says we have to remove them anyway to get our quantity. It's unfortunate that I split them up. Now it really would have been better for me to put all three here. Then we could have collected three. But I suppose one may come out here on its own or here. Right? Every time there's a yellow, it's going to come out. Okay. Now, I did remember one bad thing for us, which is that our clock only has 2 hours on it. So we're not going to be able to spend extra time in here. Although we do have a card somewhere that gives us extra hours. But I'm not sure if it's in our deck or in our sealed stuff. If we get a card that lets us unseal a chosen card, we might want to use that to specifically get us some more hours. No gems. 2 ether. Okay, let's see what our first turn is going to be. A diamond. Well, that's good. A diamond and a yellow means we're going to be able to pull out a token on this tile. One's going to come here and one's going to come here, which we can then grab, and then the denizen will come right for us. We can just wait there for him. That is not a bad move for us. Okay. Now, we have no way to hurt the denizens. We have no way to get rid of them, but new ones aren't going to come out. Is that right? There's just the one denizen the whole time? Unless we get something else. Okay. He's going to move last, so he's not going to be able to hurt us, but he is going to morph. So we could just sit here. We don't want to walk here because, although we could just spend something to suffer to walk past it. Okay, let's take our turn. 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's our flaw that we don't really hate. Discard an active item to get a different one. That's all completely fine with me. Okay, so that's the new item we have. That flaw turns out sometimes to be quite useful. It's the journal. You can seal a card to unflip all their cards or to reshuffle their deck without penalty. Now, it's just about time for us to reshuffle our deck, so that would save us from sealing 3 cards. We'd seal 1 instead of 3. That's probably worth it for us. I'm going to put that in our collection, but I think probably we should use that to avoid sealing a bunch of cards. Let's see what items we got. Okay, block a step on the turn card, get some benefits, flip one of your progress cards. Okay. So I don't think there's any point in going past this space because we're going to want to collect, we're going to want to let this come out and then collect it. Look at this card. We have never used this before, but this would be very good for us to look at the turn cards and reorder them. We might be able to use that to our advantage. Might not make that much difference now, but block a step. I wonder if we wouldn't, if we shouldn't block the morphing step. Those morphings can be so painful. I wonder if we shouldn't use this to block, especially since we don't really need the gems for much. Because all we're basically doing is moving over there. So I think we should do this. I think we spend this to gain 2 gems. Then we at least have some gems. I'm going to do that right now. Now or never. Now I've got us 2 gems. I think we're going to want to sit here. Just remember, if you want to use that item to reshuffle, it costs 4 green. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Wow, that's expensive, yeah. Well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could get a new hand before we have to make that reshuffle decision. That would let us get more green to spend on that. I think that's what we'll do. So there's no harm. There's no harm sitting here. He can't hurt us. Should we block that morphing? What are we afraid of? What we're afraid of is that the mask might morph, the range might morph, and the number of sealed cards might morph. So I don't like that. I think the more we can avoid that, the better. So we're going to spend the no card to block the morphing step. I guess I should use the block tokens. So we're going to block the morphing step. And then we're going to end our turn here. He goes. The first thing he does is the yellow action, which brings out business cards on all diamond spaces. So that gets one. that gets one, and that gets one. And then he moves, and he's going to move towards a diamond. Oh, yeah, he's going to move towards a diamond without a marker. But there aren't going to be any diamonds without markers, so he's just going to stay still. That's fine, because we don't really care where he goes for now. We're going to collect these, and then he's going to get lured to here. So that's fine. We even have to roll his dice. Yes, because he moved towards, but those places are free, so he doesn't move at all, so we don't need to roll. Okay, so that's the end of that turn suit, that turn. Our next turn card is going to be move, drop tokens on hearts, and then morph, which we're not going to be able to stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our cards. So Eternal Riddle will add an hour. I think probably that's a good idea for us. I think we should use whatever chance we get to increase the hours. We have gems, so we could re-roll it if we would suffer. Or we could return it for adding 5 hours. I think I'd rather just get the 1. We could seal this card to discard an item and restore an item. Well, this is a nice thing. Here's a progress card that we don't like. So it's got 3 green. That's what we're going to use to pay for this card. Okay, so there's our hand. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to spend 4. There's 3. Look where you originally put the 3rd business token. Paid off. Now the denizen will move where we want. You mean he'll move this way instead of this way? Does he? It says he moves towards any space, so I think we could choose if there are multiple hearts. I don't think he goes to the nearest one, but you are right that if we put it there, he would move that way away from us. Okay, so I'm going to use the journal by spending 3 and 1. That's 4. This gets spent, and now we're reshuffling the deck after use. So all of these cards get shuffled for free, and then this gets discarded. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I feel like we've got this pretty well under control so far. When that flaw comes out for our bad jelly legs, I'm going to spend an ether to get rid of that. Let me just cut the deck before I put it. Okay, so far so good. I think we should spend this to gain an hour, especially while we have gems if we have a bad roll. I'm going to spend the Eternal Riddle to gain an hour. Now we're up to 3 hours. Give us a little more leeway on this space, on this dream. Now we have to roll the die. And if we get a X or a dash, we would suffer. Okay, so that's a no op. So that worked out well for us. Now let's see what we're going to do here. He's going to move towards a heart, towards us. And he moves 4. So actually this is not terrific. 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll be right where we don't want him. And then he'll cause us nothing. So he doesn't do any harm to us because there's no red, but he is going to morph. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to pick this up and get away from him. And to pick that up, we just need to, what? Spend 3 of anything. We want to move 1 and then spend any 3. We don't really care if we're on his space. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's spend 1 yellow to move. We could actually move 2, but we don't want to. And then spend 3 red wrath to pick this up. So we pick that up and we turn it into a green token, which goes in our supply. Maybe I'll just put that over here. Now, we want to head this way. A thing is going to come out here, so that wouldn't be a bad place to land on. It does have a trap, though. If we walk here, we're going to have to spend this card. I suppose we don't really care about this card in terms of reprogramming this at this point. Almost anything is reasonably good for us. So let's go ahead. Although you could argue, why not just wait? What's the hurry? He's not going to harm us. Okay, we'll end our turn here. Dreamscape goes. He's moving towards a heart with no token. There is only 1 heart with no token, so he's moving towards this. Okay, so he did his normal movement. So off he goes 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's right on our space. We don't care, and we can't do anything about him. Now he's going to morph. This is the only part where we could get into some trouble here. Okay, he moves more. 2 extra spaces. I don't know if that's good or bad. Could be worse. I'd rather keep my mask and let him move. But it does mean he's going to be, with a 4+2, he's going to be able to get to us from any distance. But on the other hand, the most he does is seal a card. It's not the worst thing for us. Okay, let's go to our next turn. Did I do this? No, I just moved him. And I skipped this. Okay, so a new threat comes out in all heart spaces that don't have threats. There's only 1 heart space that doesn't have a threat, and it's right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. That's another block if we need it. There's our Smarty. We haven't had that in a while. Discard a morphing. Gain 2 hours. There's our... But it also says reshuffle your deck and seal it. And here's our travel. Interesting card. So the next turn, our current turn, is going to be this. So the first thing he's going to do, he's going to move all the way up this way. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unless we get rid of this one, in which case we can move him straight to here. It's not a bad idea to keep clearing these to keep this guy here. But I'm not sure it really matters because he's going to eventually be able to come where we want him. We're just going to wait here. So I'm not sure how important it is to keep him in this area. In fact, you could make the case that it would be better to get him away from us so he doesn't trigger our sealing until we want to fight him. I think maybe that's a smarter thing, actually. Like, leave this here. Let this bring it out here and let him walk over there. The only downside is that if we clear one of these now, another one will come out for us to get. In fact, if we clear this, we can still choose to move him towards this one. We can still choose to move him up here. And then another one would come out here. So that would be a good way to get a bonus one. So actually, I think we should get this cleared and let him bring out an extra. Can we get both of these on this turn? Because I don't want to walk back into this trap space. There's a 50% chance of getting rid of a morphing, so I'd like to hold on to this until we need it. Gain 2 hours, I'd like to use that. I don't really care about this. Oh, that's interesting. We could use this to read a secret script. The only thing to worry about is getting him to the allotments. That's an interesting point. I think there probably are 3 of each of the 4 suits. So there are going to be 3 spades in the deck. We haven't seen a spade yet. So there are 3 more spades in here. Probably the most important thing, though, is to... You're right, though. Even if he runs towards it, he may not get to it. It's an interesting point, whether we should keep him near us. I think as long as we keep these clear in general, we can always move him to us. So I think we're going to be okay. But I don't think we're going to get both of these. I'd hate to... So actually, look at this. It says range 0, oh, range 0. So we have to be on that space. I would love to get here, pick this up, walk over here, pick this up. I just don't think we can do that. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Though we could try to fly to this space. We would have a 30% chance of just flying to that space. One, three, 1, 3, and in the meantime, we have to spend a green. So there's 3. Can definitely pick this one up. Be better not to have to suffer that twice, though. And I do want these hours. So what if we did move 3 to pick up that one, and then move with 1 card and spend a gem and this card to pick up this one and get both of them. But then I'd have to spend a green somehow. So that would get us onto the trap. And then we'd move here and spend 3 with a gem to get both of those. And then maybe we pull him towards us, as Jonathan was suggesting. I think speed is our friend, so let's do it. So rather than take a chance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move here for 1. That makes us throw away a green because we've walked on a trap. I'm going to throw away this 2 green, overpay for that. Then I'm going to spend this 3 green to pick up this marker and turn it into our second green token. Then gain 2 hours. Okay, I think we're ahead of schedule. So I'm going to not use this to gain 2 hours, especially because we don't want to reshuffle our deck. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as our run to live. I guess we don't have to do it that way. We can just use this to walk over here. Overkill pay. And then we're going to spend 2 green, 4 green to get this one. Now we have the 3 green that we need to pay for a denizen to look up a secret script. I'm keeping this one in case we really need to get rid of a morphing. All right, now it's his turn. So first he moves towards a club with no marker on it, no business. So we could move him away from us here or towards us here. The reason we've tried to pull this off so quickly is because soon we're going to get a spade suit and he is going to walk over here. So we are trying Jonathan's strategy of anticipating that there's going to be a spade very soon. So we don't want to send him far away. We're actually going to bring him right towards us. Okay, well, he only moves one space, but he moves 3 because of his +2. So 1, 2, and he's done. He's staying right there. Now he's triggering this twice, but a twice trigger doesn't do anything. The first one puts it in all of the clubs, and then the second one doesn't put anything out because there's already stuff on all the club spaces. Remember that we're going to have to get him do this and then try to clean up. So, but I don't think we can control the bad stuff. All we need to do now is get rid of this when a spade suit is going to trigger him to move, and then he'll walk right into it. The bad thing would be if it's not a spade suit. I could have kept that card that would let me manipulate it. I should have. But we're due for one soon anyway. And because these heart and diamond, and if we want club, will be empty, we can keep him near us. The only bad thing is whether his steal action will hurt us. All right, well, we are done with that turn. Here we go. If this is a spade, we're in good shape. It's not a spade, but he's not going to head towards any club. He's going to stay right where he is as long as this doesn't get removed. We could pick this up if we wanted to. He'd still stay right here. So depending on how many of these we think we want, we might go ahead and pick this up. The most important thing, though, is that on our next turn, we are going to be able to remove this. So we may just want to hold our fire and keep ready for that. So let's draw our cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we've got. Safety zone. Prevent all distress you would suffer from an entity, then roll the luck die. Costs a blue gem. There's a generic. There's water. Helper, and here's water. That's the thing that cures distress, I think, Jonathan. We might want to use that to cure our last 2 distress. Maybe we could even get some extra hours from that. So we have a decision to make. And that is whether we want to remove this and have a new one come out on the next turn, or whether we don't want to take chances. I don't think we really care about this. He doesn't have any abilities that would do that to us. So I don't think there's much harm in spending this. So we could just pick that up for 3 right now and basically guarantee that we could get up and do this. Although we have to spend 3 green to do his thing. So the point is that we're going to have to pick this up for 3 and then spend 3 when the spade suit comes out. We're going to need to move, pick up, and do it. Probably we could do it, but it's not guaranteed. Could always go into lucid mode in an emergency, though. I think we should pick it up. We may need to get another 3 of these. I don't know, actually. I changed my mind. I think picking it up gets us an extra green token, but actually makes our work needed to escape from here more. So I think actually our best bet is to hold on to these cards, let this stay here, let these do nothing, and then we'll have less to pick up. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I think the three, to investigate, it's just the 3 green completed businesses, not 3 things. Are you right? Maybe you're right. Oh, you are right. Okay, so it actually doesn't take us more. I still think my reasoning is sound. Once we do this, we may just want to escape quickly. And so better to stock up on cards and pick all of the empty ones up as fast as we can, rather than try to collect more of these. So we're going to stop here. I guess I'll do his turn and then we'll break. So basic effect, if there were any clubs that didn't have tokens, they would come out. Then he's going to move, but he's got nowhere to move to, so that's not going to happen. And then he drops tokens again. So that's it. His turn is done. We're going to take an 8-minute break. There's a very good chance that we're going to get our allotments here on the next turn. And if not, there's a very good chance we could still keep him nearby. Okay, I'll see you in 8 minutes. All right, we are back. We could get this allotment mystery at any moment. I am curious to do our water's help. I do wonder what happens if we just let ourselves run out of time on this one. I'm not sure that's ever happened to us. All right, let's see what our new turn is. If it's a spade, we're in good shape. Okay, that's what we planned for. Now he is going to trigger this, but it's just going to be sealing one card, so we can live with that. We got a problem. We got a problem. Can you spot the problem? Oh, yeah, we got a problem. I got a problem. This almost feels like a broken part of the game. Okay, can you spot the problem? Yes. The order of operations is bad on the turn card. It's exactly right, because what's going to happen is we're going to pick this up so that it'll walk onto this space. But as soon as this triggers, it's going to put a token on this space, and then when he moves, he's not going to move. The good news is he's not going to move away from here either, but the bad news is that without a way to block this action, he is not going to walk towards our space. What can we do about that? Well, we could try to draw enough cards that we get the card that lets us block a thing. That's really all we can do, though. All right, well, let's get our 4 cards. Maybe we'll get lucky and get the card that lets us block a turn action. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 9 cards in our hand. Enough to do a lot of stuff. So I think we'd like to hold on to this ladder because it is dark here. We could use that to jump from here to over here when we need to. So I think we should hold on to this as long as possible. If we get too away from him, he won't make us seal a card. I don't know if that's worth the trouble. Do we want to pick that thing up? Doesn't really help us, but we probably want to be drawing cards, so we might as well discard down. Maybe it's worth getting away from him. Okay, well, let's spend some of our cards. So I'm going to spend a card to move here. I think maybe we'll do this Water's Edge now. Seal this card to remove to do 880. I don't remember what that thing does. I know it's good. I think it might allow us to... What the... It might allow us to cure our distress. What did I do with it? Oh, I sealed it. 880. 4 gems and 2 cure. Okay. Oh, choose one. Huh. Choose one. Okay, well, I know what we should do here, because succeeding in this mission is all about being able to do a lot of stuff fast before they keep snowballing out. So in our case, we're at 2 distress, but it's much more valuable for us to have 4 gems. So I'm going to take 4 gems. And we don't really want to relocate. Okay, so that's a great card. Let's remember that in the future. In fact, let me take a screenshot of that. Okay, so we remember. And now I think what we'll do, we're probably going to aim to get another 3 of these and do something. But more importantly, I think I want to get my hand emptied out a little bit more. And I think maybe we will move. So let's do 3 red to pick this thing up and turn it into a 4th green token. And then let's just step aside so we don't have to seal a card. I think that makes sense. And then we're going to end our turn, and now this unfortunate thing is going to happen. I've been placing all of them. I've been placing all of them. Oh my God, you were right. It says place 1 marker in spaces without. Oh my God. Okay, so that changes everything. So actually, we're in good shape. We're just going to stand here, and we'll get to choose to put it here instead of here. So actually, you caught it. You caught it. I think maybe there might be once when we put 2. I think I may have put 2 here. Let me see. Yeah, Clover. Maybe not. And if we did, we've only done 1, and it's to our detriment. So actually, Jonathan, you've saved us, because you figured out that by picking this up, we now have 2 choices. Only one's going to come out here, and then this guy will walk over here. So we could walk here to avoid sealing a card, because first he's going to hurt us if we're in range 1, but we won't be within range. I think we might as well. So we're going to stick to our original plan. I'm going to walk over here, having picked this up, and now we're going to end our turn. And now, because of what Jonathan figured out, I've looked at this so many times to make sure that was the case, but every time I read it, I saw in spaces but now I can see it's only supposed to be up to one player. Okay, so yellow effect goes. He puts one of these out on the board to a spade. Luckily, this one isn't covered yet, so we're going to choose to put it there. Then, if we're in range 1, he would make us seal a card, but we're not. That doesn't happen, and now he rolls this. And he moves 4 plus 2, 6 spaces, but all he wants to do is move right here, which is exactly what we want him to do. Okay, that's awesome. Next turn. It's a heart. So when he moves, he's going to go here. But we're going to do this thing first. In fact, I wish I had picked up this because we can spend 2 extras to cure. It's not worth it. Okay, this is almost like it's tempting you to do something very stupid. Spend 2 of these precious markers to cure 1. Okay, let's draw our turn. We are in good shape. We're about to see what the allotments mystery is. There's our 4 cards. Find the pattern, inner light, slap, and throwback, which we don't really care about any of these. That's our full hand. He's going to morph. He might make us lose our mask, but right now we've got 9 cards. So all we need to do is walk over there and spend 3. So let's do it. Let's walk over there. In fact, I think you could make the case that we should be using these run to live, just throw away a card we don't like, to walk. All right, here we go. We are now going to do this mystery script. There's a denizen in the space. We have 3 tokens that we're going to spend to resolve the script. Here we go. 502, and the reason we're doing the allotments is because we got a good hint about the allotments in the past. Here we go. A different world exists at the edge of the city, old villas and thousands of green allotments. They look lovely during the day, but at night they give off a brooding malevolence. It is better not to venture here when the green fog appears after dark. As night falls, dark vines grow and spread over everything. Sinister things crawl out of the canals, and the fences become impassable barriers bristling with jagged splinters. And yet, it is only at night that you can find the way through the real gates, which lead to far-off lands. But during the day, it's like paradise, each plot of land, its own separate, sunny, quiet world. So, let's just rest here, basking in the sun and putting our cares aside for a moment. Cure 3 distress. That would bring us to full health. How do I get rid of this thing? Guess I can't. Does it swipe? Well, I don't know what this bullshit is. This top thing at the top of the thing is nonsense. It's some security thing that I can't get rid of. What does this mean? Go, what? Why won't it go away? All right, let's not get upset. Or let's return after dusk. Despite the dangers, what is imperceptible in sunshine will become visible by the light of the moon. So yeah, I guess we're gonna wait. Okay, we're choosing not to cure 3, but instead we're waiting. Gulp. This is a little nerve-wracking. I mean, this game is very happy to trick you and make you pay for taking chances. So I'm a little nervous about this, but surely we're going to do it. I really wish I could get rid of this bar. It's really bothering me. Find in page? What is this nonsense? All right, we're doing it. Let's return after dusk. Despite the dangers, what's imperceptible in sunshine will become visible in the light of the moon. Okay, light of the moon Baroness sent us for the key. Maybe it has to do with that. It does sound like things are going to get more dangerous for us, but it's a good time for them to get more dangerous. We got a full hand of cards and pretty good health. Here we go. No, we won't come here today as we're not ready. But even now, as dusk falls, one of these houses attracts our attention. We've seen it before, maybe in a photo? Gain 239p. Something lurks in the dark Dreamgate tile, if it's available. Okay, so we did it. We got the dream that we were looking for. 239p. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. 240p is gone. For a minute there, I got scared that this was all for nothing. 239p. Something lurks in the dark. Okay, very cool. It's a brand new dream. So I'm going to throw this into our supply. And now we're going to click done. But gate unlocked. Yes, we did. This is this cool script. Okay, so now this thing is driving me crazy. Why is this here? What if we say open in Firefox? Oh, dear God. Jump back in. That's so crazy. Is there some way to make it full screen? Okay. Craziness. Boy, do I hate the mobile app. Okay, so we've got a new dream. We could just escape out of here. We could just wait till we're out of turns, but I guess we want success at this if we can. We do have enough ether to try to go into lucid mode. That might let us wrap things up. One bad thing is when this triggers, he's going to put it here. That's the only place he will put, unless we make enough distance that we can get and clear this one, and then it would come out near us. That would be ideal. Ideally, we would get this, come over here, get this. And then when this triggers, he'll be far away from us, and it'll bring it out here, and we'll be ready to do it. All right, so let's see if we can't do it. Let's see if we can't clear this and get over here. We have to clear this, because we want everything to be over here. Although we could leave this if we had to. All right, so where's our thing that lets us do huge travel? Did we not save that card? Oh, the ladder. Okay, so there we go. We walk over here, we pick this up, we use the ladder, and we walk out where? I guess we would walk out here. Or here to this dark space. And then, but it's this we need to do. Okay, so we use the ladder to come out here. And then we just have to get 2 spaces and 3, and we've got gems. We're going to be able to pull this off. All right. Whether we'll be able to do this all in 2 turns, I don't know. But we are going to be able to do what we want to do. Okay, let's do it. So the first thing is we need to walk over here and get rid of this. So we just want to use cards to their maximum and hold on to our yellows. All right, so I'm going to spend a card, although field this to draw 3 cards. That's how we could get max done in one turn. 3 cards for 1. It would probably be better for us to do that. So let's run to live to walk here. So any card to move 1. And then I'm going to spend 3 green to pick this up. We don't really care about these tokens anymore. We're just trying to clear the board of these tokens. If we can make enough progress here, we can always keep ahead and keep stuff from coming out here. Any suit that comes up, we just got to make sure we clear it in this area so we never have to come back. So here we are here. Now we're going to use our ladder in a dark space. 235B. I think we're going to be able to be clever about this and get this done. Okay, so there's the dark room. So when we use our pocket ladder, put our dreamer in any space on this ladder. What do we care about? Do we care about restoring an item? No. We only care about relocating to a dark space. So we're going to put ourselves on this tile here. Do we see any symbol? I think we've looked at this enough to know that we haven't. Although, have we done this? No, there's nothing there for that. Okay, never mind. So we're now going to spend 1 yellow to relocate. So we're going to spend this card here to jump out in a dark space. We need to get rid of this. But we do have lots of gems. So we're going to relocate. Let's see, if we relocate here, then we don't have to set the trap off, but we'll need to go 1, 2, 3, which we could do with a 2. One, 2, 3. No, we need to go 4. I'm just trying to think, should we go here? I'm trying to think whether we should come out here and eat the trap and then walk and cure, or should we come out here and walk a long way? I guess if we come out here and we have to go 1, 2, I wonder if it's not worth our while to come out here and get both of these using gems. I think it might be. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to come out here. Oh, that's not a dark space, but this is. I think we might come out here. We could block the traps, but I don't think we need to. We're just going to trigger 1 more trap as we come out to here. So I think we're going to come out here. We're going to move 2, but remember we have a +1. So 1, 2, 3 we're allowed to move. Now we have these. So what we're going to use is our gems here. We're going to say 2 plus 1 is 3 to pick up this and turn it into a green token. But the most important thing is that we make a heart visible. So we're going to walk over with run to live, 1 space. And then we're going to spend 4 gems to get rid of this. The only danger here, or worth of gems, the only danger here is that we don't have much leeway now, but this was very important in order to keep, the whole point of all that was to keep this heart yellow from going here, which would make us have to go all the way back there. Once we get it here, we're in control of our fate. All the things will come out here, assuming we can still get to them, although we're going to have a small hand. No more cards. No reason to leave this space because a thing's going to come out here. We're going to need to do it. The only thing we could consider is whether we want to spend this to discard the current card, but we definitely don't. This whole plan is contingent on the fact that the next turn will go here rather than try to come out here. Oh, am I sure I don't want to spend this to draw more cards? That was my plan, wasn't it? I do want to do that. So instead of using this to move 1, I'm going to seal this, draw 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to have to use one of these to move 1. Okay, so we're going to spend that to do the move, and now we've got these cards in hand. Thank you for reminding me of that. We've almost got a way to get more gems. All right, good work, Jonathan. All right, here we go. He's going to morph. We got to hope that he doesn't get our mask. Almost anything else we don't care about. The only thing we don't want is mask. +2 seal. Okay, well, that would be... He is going to be able to make up distance to us pretty quickly, so that would be sealing 3 cards every time he hits red, but not the end of the world. Now he's going to move. And where is he going to move to? He's going to move to the current turn suit without a marker. So we can move him towards this or this. Clearly, we're going to move him towards that. He moves 1 plus his 2, which makes it 3. So he just goes here and he stays there because that's what he likes. Then 1 new threat comes out. It has to go on a heart. It could go here or it could go here. We want it to go here so that we have an easier time getting to it and so that he stays down there. But we cannot let any tokens come out here because they'll be too hard for us to get to. Okay. Whatever this is, if we can't get all of these now, which we probably can't, we need to make sure this turn suit is empty. So well, let's see what we got. It's a diamond. He's going to move and then infect the diamond and morph. The morphing is going to start to catch up to us, but the most important thing then is for us to clear this. Ideally, we could clear like this, this, and this. This one most importantly, actually. So if we clear this one and this one, then this will come out here and we'll get this one and this one. So 2 per turn must be this one. If we don't clear this, it's going to come here, in which case it's a big, long travel. At any moment, we could block our mask. All right, let's draw our cards. 1, 2, flaw, 4. That's unfortunate. And this is our... No? Did we... Maybe I paid to get... I must have paid to get rid of the flaw that... Let me just make sure it's not here by mistake. No, I must have paid to get rid of it already. Okay, so this flaw discards an active item, so that's going to be our rail ticket. We don't care. We're going to draw a new one. Spring perfumes. During a contact action, you may discard this to gain 6 green. Okay, so that's not going to be useful to us, but it is an extra 2 green. So let's keep that in mind. And let's keep in mind that we have plenty of these. We could spend one of these to get rid of this card. So if we can't come up and get this, then we'll do this right now. If our plan doesn't let us clear this with what we have, then we'll get rid of this card and try to get something that we're closer to. But let's see what we've got. Draw 2 cards. If it's a clover, draw 4. Okay, well, that would give us 2. Here's a very cool progress card. It's 2 yellow, 1 yellow, or 3 red, which probably is worth doing. So, and can we get 3 gems if we... Oh, we don't even have a red card to do that. That's too bad. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Let's throw away this card to draw 2 cards. Let's see if we can't get a red card to let us get gems. No and no. However, we've got a nice ability to generate a bunch of wrath if we take wounds. We could also block the spawning of a card of the token. So if we can't get here, we could use this to do that. Jonathan says, remember, sometimes there are 2 yellows. It's true, that would kill us. Well, we could hold on to this for such an emergency. Okay, well, for sure we need to pick this up. We need to pick this up, then we need to walk through here, which is going to give us, we're going to have to spend a green on to survive it. So let's first pick it up. How are we going to pick it up? I think it's all about speed here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a distress to gain 3 wrath. And that wrath is what we're going to use to pick up this one. And now what I'd like to do is move 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 2 1s, but we don't want to spend this. Or it would be 3, 1, 2, 3. And then a bonus move, which we could spend anything. And then we pick that up. It comes out. We get it again next time. Do you remember before I do this? Do we get a benefit from having these left over, or should we try to be spending them? Here's a nice thing. Look how clever this puzzle is. Like, if you end up on this space and something came out here, we could jump to it. So I think we're going to be fine on this mission. So let me walk past this, trigger a trap, and spend a green. I don't think we're going to want to take another distress, so I'm not going to take another distress with that. I do want to hold on to this in case we could block a spot to make our life a little bit easier. So I do want to hold on to this one. I'm not going to do this again. So I'm going to go ahead and spend this to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Remember that he could kill our mask at any time, so we have to use up these things while we can. There's our 3, 2 plus 1. Now I'm going to use this to move 1 extra space. I'm not going to do that. Now we need to generate 3 of anything. We're sort of overkill, though. I'd like to hold on to this for gems. So I'm going to do 2. It's all going to be wasteful no matter what. But hands are what I need to get down in case we lose our mask. So there's our 4. We're going to take this off, get ourselves another green. No, it's okay. I think I remember it saying that these are useful to us. Okay, so now we've cleared this space so that this will bring out a diamond here, and then we just need to do 3 of those. We're close to them, and we could block this from triggering right now with this. Should we? I mean, we're in a good position for it, but I wonder if we can almost guarantee that if we block it, we'll be able to get these 2. I think actually we should block it, because I don't think anything's going to be able to stop us from doing these 2. And whereas I'm not sure we'll be able to do 3. So we're going to spend this. We're going to seal this card to block the placement of a new token on the diamond space. And then we're going to end our turn. So he moves towards a diamond, but no matter what, he's just going to make it to here. We could choose to move him towards us if there was some reason we wanted to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we wanted to do another one of these, we could let him get close to us. Is there any chance we want to try to do another denizen action? We could do it. Shall we do it just for fun? I'm going to move him. I'm going to do it. I'm going to let him go towards us. All right, well, we could bring him right to us if we wanted to now. So he moves. He would move 4 and then roll again. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know whether this adds on to this double roll. I don't think so. I think it's just roll as again. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now, oh, and then that's it. Oh no, we could tell him to go there. No, let's just do it. Oh my God, he's gonna get right to us. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, this could be a terrible idea. on my part. I mean, the horrible things. I could have killed us with this. And then he would go extra 2. So he's right here. And now he's going to morph. Oh boy. No progress. So we don't get our +1 hand limit, and we don't get to do run to live. That's kind of a little scary. I just don't see how we don't succeed here, though. All right, our next turn. So that's done. I hope I didn't kill us. So he's going to put a token on a spade spot. He's going to move, and then he's going to make us seal 3 cards if he's in range. So we really can't afford to let this go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. But surely we can pull this off. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we can't. So we're a spade suit. We would gain 1 thing. So instead, we're going to do this. We're going to spend so shiny to get ourselves 3 gems. Surely that's going to be enough. But we can't run to live anymore. I think we're still going to be okay. So we spend a gem to move here. What's more important? I guess it's more important for us to do this one. So we spend a gem to move. Oh, before we do that, we should do the boarding school, right? Yeah, sorry, I almost forgot. So to do that, we're going to spend 3 green. And we're going to do the boarding school. Now, God help us if that messes with the state of the board. Because then I will not be happy, but it will have been my greed that got us killed. So 583. Shaken students huddle in the car park and in front of the school entrance. Exams are being held today. Nobody remembered. Everyone pushed all thought of exams to the back of their minds, as did we. We even forgot that we were still at school. We haven't been here for almost a year, but today is the most important day. We must figure out what to do, or it's all over. We flee and gain a gem. Okay, so we can control our fate. We can just take a gem. Or let's try to cram all these businesses quickly, all these subjects quickly. Who can lend us some useful notes? Put 2 businesses in any space with a turn suit and resolve 491. If we did this, we would be really setting ourselves up for trouble. Because, oh, 2 businesses. So if we did this, we would put 1 business here and 1 business, let's say, here, or actually anywhere, because we can jump to it. But then with 4 businesses on the board, we would not be able to cure all 4. What's this? Does this belong to us or not? Did anyone see where I got this? Where this came from? I must have had to pay this. I must have put this on this card and said, there's our 3. But no, that's not what we did. This is for moving. We still have that. Okay. So if we are greedy and put out 2 businesses, then we're going to have 2 more business to solve, but not just 2 more businesses to solve, because this will trigger if we don't end it on this turn, which will put out another one. So this is like asking 3 things out. I don't think, surely we're not going to do this, right, Jonathan? Just because we want to see studying for school. I don't think we want to do this. Do we? What do you think, Jonathan? This would be so greedy. You don't feel strongly? Okay. Well, I feel strongly that we should wrap this up. We've planned very well. I got greedy once. I think we should take the gem instead of this. And maybe we'll read this script when we're done. I mean, we did work hard to do that, but it would be crazy to... Well, let's see. If he brought out 2, we could get rid of that one that we just brought out, and then move and do that one, and move and do that one. So we'd be able to get rid of one of his new ones and do this. And then we could put one of his new ones on this space, and this one we would put on this space. So there would be 2 here. And we could relocate ourselves to that space. So we could do it, but we wouldn't have one of these. But what if we didn't get enough cards to do these 2 things on our next turn? With 4 cards, there's no guarantee we could do these. We could probably do it, though. We could probably do this. But why? What are we doing? What are we even thinking? Why on earth would we take all of this risk just because we want to see what this script is? We could do it. We probably could do it. We probably could do it. We probably could do it. Let me not take this yet until we really decide. We probably could do it. We have another 2 green here. Surely we could do it. Oh, how greedy are we, though? We get on this space and 2 are out. We'd need 3, 4. We'd need a total of 6, which we definitely might not get in 4 cards. We do have time. Okay, let's not be trapped. I'll tell you what we could always do. We could always replay this dream and come back here deliberately just to read that script. That would be crazy, though. We do have enough time, though. What would happen if things went wrong? if things went wrong, we could still get this area cleaned up pretty well. All right, so I know I convinced you to wrap it up. And now I've talked myself out of it. Yeah, does anyone in the channel have a thought? I'm not sure there is anyone else in this channel. This is what the temptation of reading a script. Well, I'll tell you what maybe we should think about, Jonathan. Look at what is in the deck of secrets. 3 items and three influence cards and 2 fates. It would not be crazy to think we could get one of these if we do this. Nino says go for it. Okay, that's it. That's enough to make us go for it. Okay, so I'm not going to take this. Oh, this is so risky. This is so risky. So instead, we're going to try to cram all these subjects quickly. Who can lend us some useful notes? Put 2 businesses in any space with any turn suit symbol. Okay, so here is our plan now. We're going to put 1 here. And then our plan is to drop 1 here, knowing that when this goes off, it's going to put 1 here. And our plan is going to be to go here and then hop from here to here and take care of those 2. All right, so now all of a sudden the world has gotten scarier. Now let's get our reward. All right, now I have to tell myself, do not go on tilt if this is a punishment. We will never memorize all this. How did it happen that we lost so much time and only find ourselves in this place now? Each dreamer may buy influence cards now. The card prices are lowered by 1. That was absolutely not worth it. We don't want to buy anything. We don't want to spend our ether. In fact, I refuse to spend ether. So we're going to treat this like a shopping, and because we're not shopping, we are going to take the reward you get if you don't buy anything from the shop. So I'm going to take a gem. Okay, let's see if we can't get out of this. So the other benefit is we are going to end it with some of these, but that sucked. Okay, but that's just how it is. We can't use these to move. So we must use these to move. So we're going to use this and this as 4 to get rid of this one. To get another green. Now we need to move. We can't move with I live to die because this is not letting us use our progress. So we have to move with this and then generate 3 with this. That's a move and this. I think I must have spent this. All right, now we're going to move with this and spend this. And we don't have to do this now. Let me think for a second. We definitely want to move to get away from this guy, but he's going to move after us. We do need to get out of here. So we're going to move here. We're going to spend 4 to pick this up. Okay, and then we're going to spend one of these greens to relocate to any space, which is going to get us away from this guy. We know this is going to come out here, but we know we're going to have to get this. So I'm not sure there's, I know there is an advantage because maybe we'll have to come this way. So I'm going to relocate to here. And that's all of our gems spent and all of our cards spent. We're done with our turn. So this comes out and puts a work on a spade spot. We're going to choose to put it here. One of them says, are you going to try to send the denizen back to us again? Well, we do have plenty of these, and we do have enough turn. I think we might do this again. Okay, he's moving towards a spade. We can either move him here, or we could try to move him towards us. So I suppose we have to choose first. I'm going to move him. Should I try to bring him towards us? The only danger here is if he makes it all the way to us, he will make us seal cards. I'm just going to have him go here. I'm not going to try this again. Look at this. It is this again. So he goes there. And then he would stop. So even if we had sent him towards us, he would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. He wouldn't make it, but let's just leave him right here. Okay. And then if we were in range, we would make us seal 3 cards. So that turn is over. Here's our next turn. So look at that. We caught a break because a new token is not going to come out. So we actually have 2 turns to get these 2. So that's it. It's all done. We got it in the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's our flaw. Okay, let's see. We just need to get rid of these 2, which we are going to be able to do. Surely. Let's see. If this wasn't, can we get these in 2 turns? So 2, so there's 3 right there. We could get rid of that one. Then we move and get rid of that one. Okay, so we can do it this turn. We don't even have to use our item. The only thing we might consider is if we wanted to take an extra turn, there's no harm in it, and it would let us build up a better hand for the future. So I think probably we should actually not, we should be strategic. So really the only question I have for you is, should we try to get this out? No, look how much it costs to bring out a ghost. 6 green. You bring out the ghost, you can move the ghosts, and they come after him. This is like the penguin, but I feel like you could keep this ghost at a distance from the bad guys. It's tempting to try to get this card out and use it. I think let's do it, actually. I don't have to do it right now. But what we'll do is we'll spend 3 yellow to pick up this for a green. And then I think we'll just stop here. So now he moves towards an unoccupied diamond, which we'll just let him go right next to him. 1 space, +2. Okay. If he was in range, he would hurt us. Otherwise, we skip this. No bringing out of new tokens. Here's our next card. So he's going to morph, bring out new tokens, and roll. So this is it for us. We need to do it this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's our flaw. Oh, it is jelly legs. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this card. I don't want this card anymore. This is too dangerous. It really slows you down if it comes at a bad time. So I'm going to spend our ether to remove this card. That's done. And then we have these. All we need to do is move a space and pick up this last one, and we're all done. Seal this to add 3 hours. Relocate to any stairs. Hurry, hurry. All right, well, we're going to, I want to keep this card for future use. So we're just going to move one, and then I suppose, let's keep the stairs. You never know when we're going to need stairs. Hurry, hurry might be more important. I need more time. I guess we've got enough time. These are all kind of useful. I think maybe, I see, that doesn't help me. I guess these are the 2 I would spend. So there's our 4 yellow, overpaying by 1 to get rid of this. Gets us yet another green, and we are done. We've done it. I think I used this to move. All right, we have done it. Remove all these when there's no more with this. Okay, so look what it says, though. Try to gather and keep as many green as you can. So maybe we've got 7. So maybe those are going to be useful at the end. Probably not. Why don't we take our last little break here, and when we come back, we'll read the finale of the end of this dream. Is it going to be the same ending as the first time we were in this dream, or is it going to be something new? I don't know. We'll find out. Jonathan says, it feels like there should have been at least an influence card at the boarding school. It does, it is weird that that was such a nothing when there's this big stack of items and influence and fate. It is weird that that huge risk didn't give us one of these. But I suppose I was just thinking, are these return dreams like never go away? I wonder. This stream in particular, it says you can keep coming back to this. So we have finished it. Let's read 902 and see if you can remember if this is the same script that we got before. 902. Ah, look at this. We are going to be able to spend these. It's time to go. The city still has a lot to offer, but we'll probably come back more than once. Will we, though? Even though we're tired to the bone, we know we experience too little to be satiated, and there's a niggling fear that we'll miss out on too much while we're gone. You may now spend all unspent settled business tokens in the following list. Period. In the following list, these are things you may buy. Spend everything because what you don't spend will be discarded. So we can unseal, we can gain a key, we can gain an ether, we can gain random item. If we had 10 of them, okay, let's see. Let's read what it says. A beautiful vehicle. So we have 7. No matter what we spend them, we're allowed to peek at card D, at this beautiful item. It's the speeder. And we don't have 10, so I don't see how we can't buy this anyway. Let's see what it would be, though. Once per slumber, you roll the luck die. If you get an X, you take a distress. If 50% of the time you end the slumber. I mean, that's pretty great, but you have to have this card while you're in a slumber. I wouldn't mind this. I'd be tempted to buy this if we had 8, but we don't have 8, so we can't buy it even if we wanted to. We don't have 10, but we could come back and try to get 10 to get it. But we do have 7, so we could gain an ether. Or we could gain 2 keys, or we could unseal 7 cards, or get 7 gems. And then we're going to gain an ether no matter what. Jonathan says I'd go for an ether. This is clearly more powerful if you've got like 4 players. You would get 4 ether, but ether is the one thing that we can't really get, and we think we're going to Delta phase soon, right? And Jonathan says we need that ether. Okay, so we're going to spend 6 for 1 ether. That's a very expensive ether. And we have 1 left over, which I think, well, we can unseal a chosen card, or we can get a gem. I mean, unsealing a chosen card is pretty huge because we get to choose it. I think maybe, but I think we're going to unseal these cards automatically soon. I mean, Ghost from the Past is a pretty amazing card. Let's just draw a full card to hand limit. But we've also seen that Water's Help is pretty amazing. Gets us a whole bunch of gems and cures distress, I think, or just gems. I can't remember which again. I took a screenshot of it. It said specifically that I was having trouble remembering what it was. Gain 4 gems or cure 2. I mean, that's pretty big. Any thoughts? We have one. We have one to spend. So we're either unsealing a chosen card or gaining a gem. It seems like we should unseal a card. Probably Waters help, but Ghost from the Past is pretty great too, and it is one of my favorite cards. All right, so we're going to unseal a card. Which card do we want? This might be for naught because we might end up unsealing all of our cards soon. But on the other hand, we could try to get this, use it, and then unseal it, Delta Phase. What do you think? What's better? I mean, one is almost always usable, but it causes a distress. One, you have to be in water. Ghost from the Past, says Jonathan. Okay, we're going to take Ghost from the Past. We're going to put that in our discard. That's all 7 of our threats spent. All right, now we get another ether. We now have 3. Restore 3 shopping cards, which we already have. We've lost our Season of Secret Paths finally. Now we're in Ordinary Days. Discard the Dreamscape, return all cards, and keep the Dreamgate. You can still come back here to try again. Remember that the Eternal City Dream hides a secret dream gate. So if you haven't found it, you're going to get stuck. So thank God we found it, so we never really have to come back here if we don't want to. But there is a lot of stuff to be found. Maybe next time we should peek at these so we know whether it's worth coming back. It's a lot of cards to peek at, though. Oh, we don't get to peek at them now. But we did pretty well there. So I think we may never be coming back to this dream now that we've found our dream gate. Let's just take a look at this new dream gate before we end today's session. Something lurks in the dark. Keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything. It's in Phantasmagoria. It takes 3 keys to enter. And it's a 12-turn thing. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be... might be pretty scary. But it's a brand new dream. So probably we'll be doing this in our next session. And hopefully we will hit Delta Phase before then. Although, we're okay. All right, any final thoughts, Jonathan, before we wrap up today's session? A short session, 2.5 hours. We're going to stick to our system and not try to squeeze in a second session. We'll be back next week, I suppose. Jonathan says, thank God we had the hint about where to look. Now that is very true. How did we get that hint? Was it like a reward for doing something? Yeah, thank God we had that hint, and thank God you remembered it, and thank God you remembered that the rule change about bringing out those tokens, because otherwise we would have been in trouble. I think we got that hint as a reward for doing something, but I can't remember exactly what. It was an optional, and it was in the library dream, but the library dream is gone, and I think you could have missed the hint. I see. So yeah, you could have missed the hint. We paid to find it on the library computer. Oh, that was pretty fun, that computer access. I wonder if we've missed any symbols here. Well, thank you for joining me as always. I think I'll probably have the stream sometime this week playing something, but I'm not sure what yet. Fun stuff. All right. Wait a minute. Does this mean that you could keep playing this dream forever? It's never going to disappear. If you were one of these people that enjoyed redoing these things, you could play this game forever and not the campaign would never force you to move past it. Think of how cool that is. There's all these things. You're only doing like 1 or 2 per game. And each of these cards have doubles. To see everything, every script, you might have to play this mission 10 times. It's kind of crazy. All right, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.